Good morning and welcome to a very glorious day for the Victoria Fire Department in the city of Victoria. It's not only a great day, but I think it's the most humid day in this whole year. That goes right along with the hottest day. So I'll be very brief and quick so we can get into the air condition. But before we begin, I would like to recognize a few people. Our elected officials here today, we have Mayor Bachnight, Councilman Dela Garza, Councilman Mr. Lofgren, Councilman Crocker, Councilwoman Solis. We also have DA Constance Philly Johnson here. Did I miss any of our county officials? No? All right. There's a lot of people here. That's great. From our city manager's office, Mr. Garza, Mr. Farrell, Mr. ATN. Appreciate you guys being here. Also our directors, we have Daryl Lisak, Tiffany Toda, April Hilbert, Chief Young and his staff, and Jessica Berger. Thank you all for being here. Always say this, working for the city of Victoria is a team effort, and appreciate you all being here. We also have some of our great community partners, DTAR Hospital, Citizens Medical Center, and a whole host of retirees. They really want to see what the station looks like, and they'll probably appreciate the most. So all you retirees, thank you so much for being here. That means a lot. Office of Emergency Management, if I didn't say that, thank you guys for being here. Another one of our great partners. And we can officially start this ceremony because Brother Gary Moses is here, so thank you for being here. Also want to recognize retired Fire Chief Vance Riley. We have a little special room for him in the station, so hopefully you all get to see that today. So thank you, Chief Riley, for being here. He probably was a chief here for the longest, if not him, Chief Yankee, but served here at this station for the longest. I know Chief Morales is here from Goliad and Chief Maine from Magnolia are here. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Appreciate it. All right, well, we'll begin. Also, before I forget, I want to recognize Lager Construction Companies. Thank you guys. I see Kevin here, and Wyatt and Clay. We'll recognize you some more here in a minute. And also BRW Justin's here. Thank you for driving all the way down from College Station. He's going to suit up for the Aggies on Saturday. All right. The fire station renovation project began as a concept following Hurricane Harvey in 2018. This station went through a hurricane, I think it was Claudette, and then Harvey, and had some significant roof damage and was causing us a lot of problems. After almost 40 years of service, we quickly realized the station needed much more than a new roof and could be enhanced to better serve the south side of Victoria for another 40 years with the right upgrades. During Hurricanes Claudette and Harvey, we had to evacuate the station, so we had to move all our firefighters out of here for their safety, and that led to long response times down here in the south of Victoria following the storms. With the city manager and council's wisdom and leadership, they decided it was time to renovate the station and dedicated over $2.7 million for this renovation. The work was extensive and included a hardening of the station so that it could withstand a Category 3 storm, so we'd no longer have to evacuate. We can continue to stay down on the south side and serve the community. New emergency generator that could power the whole station, not just a few outlets. Private bedrooms, which that's a big change in the fire service. No more of the big military-style dorm rooms, but private bedrooms. Improved office space. A community room, which can be used by clubs and organizations. A PPE room for our firefighters to put their bunker gear. Enhanced living spaces and landscaping and upgraded IT systems. Not to mention these beautiful new apparatus bay doors. Especially the retirees will recognize what an improvement these doors are. One of my favorite parts. And lastly, Mr. Byers, Carl Byers, donated a beautiful custom table that you'll all get to see today. So thank him very much for that. And that's one of my favorite pieces of this station. Now, Station 1 is ready to serve Victoria for another 40 years from this location. Now I'd like to recognize some special members and parties that helped make this all happen. I'd like to recognize, first and foremost, our Station 1 crews that have been cleaning, I think, since midnight to get this thing ready. I got asked, I think, 50 times, maybe at least, who parked the truck. And I'll just say Dale Hartman, our most senior driver, he did it in one... He did it in one attempt, which is amazing, and I'm just glad I wasn't here to witness that, because, But anyway, First, I'd like to recognize, and all these people that we're going to call out, we have a special gift for you in our Vance Riley Conference, Fire Chief Vance Riley Conference Room, so make sure you stop by there and pick that up. But we want to recognize and thank these members. From BRW Architects, Mr. Justin Dreyer, also number 12 in your program for the Aggies. BRW Architects, Chloe Mingers. She couldn't be here today. She's here? Oh, there she is. All right. And her fiance. Great to see you. Lager Companies, Mr. Kevin Kruger. Lager Companies, Wyatt Goolsby. And Lager Companies, Clay Thigpen. And Craig could not be here today, correct? All right. Well, tell him we appreciate everything and we enjoy and love working with him and his team. Thank you. Also want to recognize James Foote and the IT department. Those guys worked their tails off getting this thing ready to go. You know, when this station was built in 1982, I don't think technology was even considered. Maybe phone lines, I don't know. But today in 2023, it's heavy IT infrastructure in this building. So thank you, James. We couldn't have put this building in service without you and your team. Building Services also did an outstanding job of getting this building ready. Little small things, putting things together here and there, and did an outstanding job. So thank you, Roger Welder and his staff, Building Services, for all that. Byers Construction and Remodeling, like I said, Carl Byers donated a beautiful table, which you'll see here in just a minute. Thank him. He just called up and said, hey, I hear y'all are opening up a new station. I'd really like to do something special for y'all. And man, wait till you see this table. It's amazing. And as you may or may not know, but the kitchen table, and Chief Young says this, you know, as a dig at the fire department, but the kitchen table is kind of our home base, is our center. It's where a lot of things happen, a lot of meetings happen, a lot of discussion happens, a lot of support happens, and we couldn't live without our kitchen table. Also want to recognize two very special people with the Victoria Fire Department, Chief Michael Belt and Specialist Ronald Romanowski. They have worked their tails off getting this thing together and have really been leading and spearheading this project from the get-go. So thank you. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. All right, we're moving right along. We got through the meatiest part of the presentation. Now I'd like to ask Mayor Bachnight, City Council members, the City Manager, representative from BRW, and Lager Companies to come up for the official ribbon cutting. Right up here, right for the podium, and then the gals are going to bring the tape right in front of you. And I'll come around. Yep.
I'll jump over to the... No, I'm good.
You got some talent there, buddy.
Thank you for that. I also want to take a second just to thank Council and Mayor Bachnight for really supporting this project. You know, like I said, this project goes way back to 2019 and 2018 following Hurricane Harvey. And, you know, $2.7 million is no small task, and I think it was money well spent. Once you go inside and see the renovation and what all has happened and how we've hardened the station, it was money very well spent, and really, truly, the station will be able to serve the south side of Victoria for another 40 years. We basically have a brand new station, so thank you all very much for all the support and everything for this project. Yes, Mr. Garza.
Okay, I'm going to crash the party a little bit because he's been saying thank you to a lot of people, but But really, this is all because of him. And I think it's important that we recognize his leadership as our fire chief, not only because of his work with this project, but really over the course of his tenure as our chief and with the fire department. And by now, many of you are aware that he is retiring this month. And so I think it would be appropriate for us to acknowledge him today as well, to some extent, for his leadership as our fire chief. Again, not only for this project, but for our entire community. He speaks highly of the people that were directly involved with their physical hands or maybe approved budgets, for this project. But it's really his vision for the fire department. I've been city manager for 4 years now, and really it was him that came to us and said, hey, it's unacceptable that we have to leave this station during a storm. If you're familiar with the physical geographic location of our stations, this is the station that serves the south side predominantly. And so I'm sure we could all agree that it's just not okay for them to have to leave the station during a storm and in essence leave a hole in our community, right? And so he had that vision to ensure that this station be restored and renovated so that they don't have to leave. And so he deserves a lot of credit for his leadership courage in pushing for it. But I'd like to ask all of you to join me in a round of applause for his overall leadership and his years of service, because he does retire this month. Yeah, well deserved, Chief. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you. That's right. You thought I was going to let you get away without some of that? All right. I don't have a gift or anything because we do have a retirement thing some other day, but I figured take advantage of this crowd. So anyway, thank you for letting me steal the mic for a second. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Garza. Thank all of you for that very much. Very humbling to say the least. So, last part of the ceremony, I'd like to ask Lieutenant Weston Martin, we're going to activate the station. Where are you at? Will you notify dispatch? There you go. You may want to hold your ears if you're sitting in the center of the... All right, that officially activates the station. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Concludes our ceremony. Let's get out of this hot, humid bay and please enjoy some refreshments inside, coffee, donuts, and take a tour of the station. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.